Okay, so day 3 of the hatch project. I set in our hatch, test fit it, fits great. There wasn't too much buildup of the layers of glass I added yesterday. So we'll take a look at that, and then I'm gonna get to sanding down all the rough bits and doing some fairing compound and fillets, and so let's take a look at what we got done so far and how this hatch fits. And today should be the last of sort of epoxy and glass work. So let's take a look at it. So here's our hatch. Like that. This is all the stuff I'm going to sand down here. Do some fairing on this round over. And then there's some sharp bits underneath I'll show you that we're going to sand off. But pretty happy with it, the way everything is sitting up. So let's pull this off and look at the inside. So here's our little hangovers. We're gonna sand all that off. Same thing here. All that'll get sanded off. Looks pretty good, pretty happy with it. So, like I said, now I'm gonna get out a oscillating multi-tool with a little sander so I can get into these tight little areas. I also have my palm sander that I'll be using, and get everything kind of taken down where it needs to be, and then get to more like resin work. Okay, so we got everything prepared to start the sort of final finishing on this. I taped everything off. I'm going to be doing fairing compound to try to smooth out any of these like spots to make it look nice, and then I'll do a little bit on the inside as well with that, and then I'll come back and do a fillet around the edge so that it's a nice transition with a popsicle stick, and I have like a cake decorating bag which worked better than what I used on my last project. And so let's get to the fairing compound. Okay, so I've mixed up my West Systems epoxy with my 407 low density filler. It's a fairing filler, and I got it to this consistency, so not quite peanut butter, but it kind of holds nice. Trying to keep my fairing bucket in the shade because I found yesterday with the hot sun, it's supposed to be like close to 80 degrees today. It kicked off way too fast. Okay, so my fairing compound has kicked off. Now we've mixed up our fillet in a cake bag here, and I'm just gonna squeeze out a bead of it. And then come back with my popsicle stick. That just gives us a nice round over. Got it sanded, and it needed more fairing. There were a lot of low spots, so kind of out of sunlight, but that shouldn't matter. I think I'll get it done in a quick second. So just gonna hit these last spots. Waiting for Camille to show up. We're gonna go to dinner. Hopefully tomorrow I can just lightly sand this in the morning and then paint it. Okay, so I think this is day 4 of this project. All the glass work and fairing and everything is all done. When I got here this morning, I sanded everything down, got rid of all the high spots, and I'll show you what it looks like. So right now I'm gonna throw some paint on it, and that's gonna tell me if there's any more kind of low spots to address or more fairing that needs to be done and stuff. And I can easily sand off that paint and get back to it. So yeah, that's where we're at with this. I'm gonna paint it now, hoping it doesn't sprinkle, and let the paint dry and stuff. And then tomorrow morning I'm gonna install the hatch with butyl tape, and I'll probably come back, remove the hatch, and install it with Sikaflex later. But for right now, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so welcome to the future. It's been, I don't know, 5 months or something since I started this project. I quickly installed it at the time with butyl tape and screwed it down and everything, because it was beginning to rain and we were actually leaving to go on a trip to the island the next day. So I just kind of like hastily installed it. And it was totally watertight. Like, it took tons of water over the bow on our trip, and totally watertight. But finally gone ahead and pulled it up and took the laborious task of removing all the butyl tape, because I used way too much butyl tape. So gone ahead, and all of the holes, the screw holes had been drilled out and oversized drilled, and then filled with epoxy. And now I'm getting ready to reapply butyl tape and install the whole thing. And to install it, you have to remove the actual like lens, which isn't difficult, but it's an extra step for sure. So now it's time to go ahead and get this thing reinstalled the proper way, and then this project's totally done. Okay, so I've got my butyl tape put in a calculated way. Hopefully it doesn't get crazy on me. It's funny, when I first installed this, I wondered if I needed to through bolt it instead of just screw it, wondering if a wave would rip it off. And when I pulled off my initial install that was just butyl tape and screws, it took me an hour to get it up because of the butyl tape. So I definitely don't need to through bolt it, and it also minimizes the risk of water getting through into the V-berth. Now if you do this and your butyl tape oozes out, you can trim it, but you got to be careful because you can compromise the seal it made. You can see it's oozing out. I'm definitely going to have to seal it, but that's okay. Better too much than not enough and it leaking. So there it is. Now I just have to reinstall the hatch itself, and you do that by inserting pins and then screwing the little hinges on to the lens, and that's that. So I'll go ahead and get this button back up, and then this project's done. The only thing I'm gonna do other than this is I'm gonna be installing like Lewmar stay on it so that I can have it at different levels and lock it down so that it won't drop if we're in a rolly anchorage or the wind's blowing or something. And I already have that, but I need to install that after I get this all installed. So okay, so there it is, all done, all installed. Ready for the ocean. Super stoked. I just got to trim off any bit of butyl tape I have, and that's it. I'll install my stay in the next couple days. It'll just go here, and then that project's checked off the list. Pretty excited. So if you have a boat with a vintage style wooden hatch that likes to let the sea in, this might be a good option for you. Again, I got this Lewmar Ocean Series 65 hatch for $95 on eBay, and I went with the trapezoid shape to mimic the shape of my original hatch, so it kind of looked the same, but gave me the reassurance that I have a hatch that can take the ocean that I plan on sailing in. So I hope this helped. I hope it gave you confidence to know that you can do this for yourself. And if you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. And thanks to all of our patrons, really appreciate it. It helps a lot during this crazy time. And there's more adventure videos coming soon, which I'm sure a lot of you are looking forward to. So thanks for watching, and fair winds until next time.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please give us a like, subscribe, and leave us a comment. It helps us a lot.
Thanks again to all of our patrons. Your contributions help us get the boat ready for big things.
Until next time.